Assalamu alaikum audience. Today the topic of presentation is behavior in group. We will first focus on how and what are the different factors that affect the behavior of individual when they are performing within a group. We will begin by considering how the mere presence of other people affect the behavior. Next we will discuss some of the basic process of interaction in groups such as group performance, group decision making, etc. In the starting, we will be mainly discussing first the presence of other, how it affects the group performance or group behavior. Sometimes people perform better in the presence of others than when they are alone. This reaction is called social facilitation. Social psychologists have been long studying this particular phenomena, and one of the basic important study that was conducted by Norman Triplett in 1898, he observed that cyclists seem to be ride faster when they are racing against other cyclists as compared to when they are just practicing alone. Similarly, another study that was conducted by Floyd Allport in 1920s, in which the subjects was given a simple task that was crossing out all the vowels in the newspaper columns, or doing easy multiplication problem, or writing the simple logical arguments, etc. It was found that when this task was simple and these tasks was given, they were more productive when they were having 5 other people in the room as compared to when they were performing all alone in their rooms. This particular phenomena of social facilitation is not limited to the human beings, as it is found that in rats, cockroaches, and along with that, it was found that ants dig more, around about 3 times more sands when they are in groups as compared to when they are digging the sand alone. On the other hand, the presence of others sometimes inhibit individuals' performance, as suggested by the earlier example, in which the cyclists perform better as compared to when they are alone. Over here, we will discuss that others' performance will inhibit their performance and they will perform poor as compared to when they are performing alone. This particular phenomena is known as social inhibition, that is, performing more poorly when others are present than alone. Researches have been conducted in order to understand why it happens. One of the answers that was offered by Robert Zejon, he suggested that being in the presence of others increase an individual's drive or motivation, and in turn, this will suggest that whether increased arousal facilitate or interfere with the performance, it totally depends on the task, the nature of task. If the task is requires the response that is well learned, or we can say that dominant response, or that on that particular task the person is have full command, this will increase the motivation. Opposite of that, if the task is complex one or poorly learned and the person is not having command over that task, this will inhibit the person's performance, and as a result the person will feel demotivated. In this particular diagram, you can easily understand that presence of other will make the person to have increased arousal or drive, and in turn this will strengthen the tendency to perform dominant or well-learned response, and in turn this will make the person to have, if the response, the learned task is well learned, other person is taking it as easy one, this will improve the performance and it will be known as social facilitation. Opposite of that, if the response is wrong or the person is poorly performing or it is complex one, so others presence will make you to have a particular situation in which the person's performance will be decreased, and this is named as social inhibition. Now we will discuss that why does the presence of other motivates us. Number of explanations have been given, such as one of the important explanation that was given by John, as he suggested that presence of other will motivate us, and simply saying that presence of other motivates us, it mainly depends on the nature of task. If we think that the nature of task or the complexity of the task is up to our proficiency, or we can say competence, then we say that this will make the person to have social facilitation. Opposite of that, that may turn into social inhibition. Secondly, concern about making a good impression on other is taken as one of the most important and effective explanation of that why others' presence affects our behavior. It is found that all of us do have an intention to put other person to have a good impression of our behavior. So when other person are there when we are performing and we know that we are being judged, this can make us to have negative feeling about us, and this will make us to have some pressure about our evaluation. So this may in turn make us to poor perform in our task. Along with that, another important explanation that is known as presence of others as a distractor. For explaining this particular explanation, one of the important model that is known as distraction conflict model that was given by Barron in 1986, it is suggested that the presence of others creates a conflict between two basic tendencies, that is to either to pay attention to the audience or to pay attention to the task. And this conflict can increase the arousal, which in then either help or hinders task performance, and that mainly depends on the task. And if the task is easy one, this will make the person to improve the performance. If the task is difficult one, this will make the person to perform poorer. More recently, a fourth biopsychological explanation was offered by Jim and his colleagues in 1999, and it is proposed that presence of others can make us to have either of two possible distinctive physiological responses pattern. One is challenge and other is threat. When the individual has sufficient resources to meet the demands of a task, challenge response occurs. Opposite of that, if the person is insufficient in resources or the person is unable to meet the demand of the particular situation, this will make the person to have a particular physiological response that will be known as a threat. When the individual resources are insufficient and the person is unable to cope with the danger, this will make the person to have a threatening effect. As in the diagram, it is very much clear that sufficient response and the person is having easy task and the person can cope with all of the possible expectations of the situation. This will make the person to have a physiological response pattern, and that is known as a challenging behavior. Opposite of that, if a person is insufficient in response or resources and the task is very much difficult one and person cannot cope with all of the expectation of the situation, this will may be taken as a threatening situation, and the person's physiological response pattern will be with reference to threatening behavior. When an individual contributes to a collective activity, it is well known fact that his behavior, his activity cannot be evaluated on the individual basis, and he cannot be individually evaluated alone. So this effect is known as social loafing. In simple wording, we can say that in social loafing, it can be explained as working less hard as part of a group than alone. Number of series of studies has been conducted, and specifically one of these study that was conducted by French agriculture engineer named Max Regelmann, that was conducted in 1880s. He found that all the individuals who was given a particular task of pulling a rope as hard as they can and using a strain gauge, he measured their effort in kilogram of pressure. It was found that when pulling alone, individuals average about 85 kg per person. When in group of 7, the total group force was only 65 kg per person. And in the largest group, the 8 individuals' contribution fell to 61 kg. As the group size increased, the single individual's contribution in the group performance or group activity has decreased, and this suggests that as we are performing alone, we put more effort and we are more efficient as compared to when we are performing in a group. Similarly, this particular experiment have given another important explanation of behavior with reference to social loafing and social compensation. It suggests that presence of other will makes us to have a situation in which individual performance is going to be evaluated. If a group performance is thought to be unimportant to an individual, this will make the person to produce his effort, and in turn this will have the situation known as social loafing. Opposite of that, if the group performance is important to individual and he knows that his individual behavior is going to be evaluated, in turn this will make the person to have increased effort, and one of the individual of one group member is going to be perform much more as compared to other in order to increase the effectiveness, and this will be known as social compensation. Now we will discuss that Why does social loafing occurs? Number of explanation has been given. One of the important and most effective explanation is given by Williams in 1993 in the form of collective effort model. According to that, how hard individual works it only depends on the group task and also depends on two main factors. One is the person's belief about how important he thinks that it is necessary that he is going to contribute in the group success, and second is how much the person values the potential outcome of the group success. It is found that working in a group leads to relaxation of effort when individuals believe that their own work will be lost in the crowd and nobody is going to identify their task or their efficiency. It is and again further explained that tendency towards social loafing increases as the size of the group also increases. It suggests that if people believe that their contribution can be evaluated by others, social loafing can easily be eliminated. So it is suggested that when individual is performing in a group, if their individual performance is evaluated individually, this may make the person to decrease the social loafing effect, and in turn this will may enhance the possible consequences of group performance also make differences. Providing a reward of high group productivity can reduce the social loafing. In one of the experiment, it was studied that how it may affect the overall behavior. It was found that some students were told that they could leave an experiment early if their group generated more solution to a problem, and other students were given the same task but they were not given this type of incentive of leaving early. It was found that those having the reward of leaving early have played more efficiently, and as a result the social effect was much lower as compared to the group who was not given the early leaving reward or early leaving preferences. Considering the situation of Alex, suppose there is a student named Alex who has been given a task in which a group of individuals along with his classmates having the task of that is to have a joint venture and to present. It was found that he wants to get A grades, and as he come up with that his teammates are not working as hard, and in order to meet the goal of whatever he have said, so he may overly perform in his task, and this is known as compensatory task produced by Alex, and this suggests one of the important phenomena known as social compensation, that is working especially hard to make up for lazy or incompetent teammates. Number have explanation and reasoning was given that this effect of social compensation, why it occurs. It is believed that two conditions are necessary for individual to show social compensation. One is the person must believe that the co-workers are performing inadequately or not up to the mark, and the second is that the person must consider the quality of the group product is very much important. And along with that, it is found that social loafing effect do vary with reference to their culture, and cross-cultural studies have suggested that from culture to culture, the evidence of social loafing do have differences, specifically in India, Thailand, Japan, and China. In particular, the tendency towards social loafing may be greater among people from the United States, and similarly among Chinese, it was found that China has more group-oriented culture, so they also are more prone to produce social loafing behavior. Chinese students in group performed at 108% of their individual level. So comparing the different culture, it is found that from culture to culture the effect of social loafing may differ, and it mainly depends on the particular society pattern that is prevailing in that their culture.